got the ball and I've got a set of weights. When you're ready, we'll start laying all the way down on our backs. Again, we've got the ball and then a set of weights. All right, laying all the way down on your backs. Just find a nice comfortable position. Let's go knees bent, feet flat. We'll start with our breathing here. Let's start inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. As you inhale, feel your ribcage open. As you exhale, pull the ribcage closed, belly button to spine. Take a few big breaths, just pushing away the thoughts from outside, focusing in here on your practice. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. Perfect. Let's grab that ball. So the ball is going to go right in between the knees, right above the knees there on those lower thighs. We've got knees bent, feet flat, palms pressed down into the mat. Find that neutral spine, pocket of air underneath the low back. We're going to add on with our breathing. So we're going to inhale, exhale, press the low back down, little tuck of the pelvis. Inhale, return back to a neutral spine position. So tiny little movement of pelvic rock. Inhale, find that neutral position. Exhale, press the low back down, little pelvic tuck, warming up before we go into our bridge. Take a little pressure on that ball, little squeeze of the ball. Knees are bent, feet flat, palms on the mat. We're going to inhale, exhale, nice and slow. Roll one bone at a time all the way up into your bridge. Lift your hips. Squeeze the glutes at the top, kneecaps shoot away. Inhale, exhale, nice and slow. Roll one bone at a time all the way back down. Continue here with your breath. We're just finding that rolling movement up the spine to lift the hips. Press into the big and second toe, not rolling out to the pinky part of the foot. And with your breath, just nice and slow, coming back down, finding our breath pattern here, but also warming up the spine a bit. If you want a more challenging option, you could bend the arms, palms face each other, or you could take the arms up to 90. You decide, hands on the mat, robot arms, or all the way up to 90. Warming up our back body with our bridging here, keeping that little pressure on the ball. Good. On this next one, let's hold up in that bridge. Hips are lifted. Gentle pressure on the ball. Little hip dips. 1 inch down, 1 inch up. Squeeze the glutes as you press up towards the ceiling. Even pressure in the feet. Good. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press up. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. All the way down, one bone at a time. Good. We're going to keep that ball right in between the knees. Knees can go bent. We're going to go 100 prep. Arms come up to 90, palms face away. Inhale. Exhale, hands come down to the hips. Inhale, back up to 90. If you want to add on, as those hands come to the hips, you could add a chest lift. Not required. So now hips are down on the mat. We're going into 100 prep. Exhaling, reaching those hands in that chest lift if you'd like. Not required. For our Pilates hundreds, we'll be pumping our arms 5 or 6 inches, deliberate pumps, breathing in for 5 counts and out for 5 counts for 100 counts. You can keep your feet flat on the mat. You can take the legs to tabletop, 90 or 45. Let's do 2 more preps like this, just warming up, finding your position here and deciding which way you want to go on this next one. Hands come to hips. We start pumping for our hundreds, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40. Keep on pumping, 5 or 6 inches, reaching those fingertips. If you feel strain in the neck, hands come behind the head. 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 60, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 70, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 80. Almost there. Breathing in, breathing out. Last set. In 2, 3, 4, 5. Out 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it all down. You can let the knees sway side to side. Catch your breath. Let the head rest. Again, if you're feeling strain in the neck with that, you can always set the head down or take one hand or both hands behind the head. All right. We're going to take the ball underneath the right foot. Ball goes underneath the right foot. Hands are going to come behind the head, elbows wide. We're going to come up into a chest lift. If this gets to be too much for the neck, you can always put the head down. So chest lift, hands come behind the head. Ball is underneath the right foot. We're going to start, just roll the ball away. Bring the ball back in. Stay up in that chest lift. You got it. In that chest lift, chin to chest. Head is heavy in the hands. Let's do 2 more like this. Good. Last one. Press that ball away. Bring that ball back in. Head comes down. Take an inhale and an exhale. We add on. Ball stays underneath the right foot. Left leg is going to come to tabletop. Hands behind the head, elbows wide. Come up into that chest lift. You're going to roll the ball away. As the ball comes in, extend the left leg. Roll the ball away. Left knee comes in. As the ball comes in, you extend that left leg. Good. Hands are heavy in the head. You can always set the head down if it's too much on the neck. We're here for 3. Let's go 2 more. You got it. You should feel that core switch on here. Last one. Bring the ball in. And the head can come down, foot can come down. Shake it out for a second. We're going to switch that ball over to the left foot when you're ready. Ball goes underneath the left foot. Right foot's going to stay on the mat to start. Again, if it's too much on the head or neck, you keep the head down. Otherwise, hands behind the head, come up into that chest lift. We start just rolling that ball away. Roll the ball back in. Right foot stays on the mat. We'll add that extra challenge on second round. You got it. Perfect. In that chest lift, press the low back down. If the back is arching, take the head back down. Good. Let's go for 2. Last one. Bring the ball in. Head comes down. Take an inhale and an exhale. You can stick with that, or we will add on. Now the right leg comes to tabletop. Ball is underneath the left foot. Hands behind head, come up into that chest lift. When you're ready, roll the ball away. As the ball comes back in, extend that right leg. Right knee in, ball rolls away. Ball comes in, extend the right leg. Good. Keep pulling belly button to spine, engaging your core here. Nice and controlled, head doesn't move. We're here for 3. You got it. 2 more. Last one. Good. Set that foot down. We're going to take the ball into our hands. Knees bent, feet flat. Just let the legs go side to side. Feel that stretch on the core as your knees just go side to side here. Good. Ball's going to go right back between the knees there, the lower thighs. All right. We're going to carefully take the legs to tabletop. If you feel your back start to arch, you can always tuck your hands underneath the hips, kind of pressing the low back more down to keep those hips a little lifted. Otherwise, we're going to have those legs in tabletop. We're going to do a little bit of a dolphin tail here. So again, if you feel the back arching, stick your hands underneath your hips. You're going to reach the legs to 45, take the legs to 90, bend the knees. Reach the legs 45, 90, bend the knees. Keep that little pressure on the ball. If you want more of a challenge, you could take your hands behind the head, elbows wide, coming up into that chest lift as you find your little dolphin tail here. Keep that pressure on the ball. Good. We reverse. Legs go down to 45, knees tabletop. 90. Good. Should feel that stretch on the legs, but it's a lot of core work. If you feel that back arching, you don't need to go as low with the legs. You guys got this. Let's do 2 more in this direction. Good. Last one. Perfect. Take the feet back down to the mat. Set the head down if you had the head up. Take a big inhale and exhale. Let the knees sway side to side. Catch your breath. Good. All right. Ball's going to stay where it's at in between those lower thighs there. You're going to take the legs to tabletop again. We're going to take a little bit of a reverse knee curl. So you're going to take the knees in towards the chest, little lift of the hip, back to a tabletop position. So it doesn't need to be huge, but I want you to find that scoop as the knees come in, back to tabletop. Small movement here. You can go a little bit bigger if you can control it. Little reverse knee curls, knees tuck in, back to tabletop. Finding those low transverse abdominals here. Let's do a couple more like this. Again, limit the range of motion if that doesn't feel good for the low back. Last one. Perfect. Take the ball into the hands. Knees are bent, feet flat. Just open the knees into a butterfly. And then bring the knees back together. A few more like this. Just opening up the hips. Nice butterfly. And bringing it back in. Couple more here. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, we're gonna come up to kind of a seated position. So roll yourself or press yourself up to seated. I'm gonna take the ball behind the shoulders now. So we'll be kind of laying down with that ball is right in between the shoulders. Perfect. All right, I've got forearms down on the mat to start. Press the low back down. Have that little tuck of the pelvis here. You're going to take the legs to tabletop. We're going to press out to 45, back to tabletop. Good. A little bit more core work here. If you want to add on a balance challenge, you could take the hands behind the head. Same thing. Balance challenge now with that ball. You got it. A few more like this, really warming up that core. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Perfect. Feet come down. We're going to come all the way up to a seated position. You could take a little forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. I'm going to set the ball off to the side. We'll go 4-point kneeling. 4-point kneeling, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Let's go cat-cow. Press the low back up towards the ceiling and then find that nice arch. Again, just finding some flexion and extension here for the spine, warming up the spine a little bit more here. We did a lot of that flexion. So that extension with the gaze up towards the ceiling might feel nice. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's pause in a neutral spine position. We're going to tuck the toes, pike the hips up to down dog. You can pedal the legs up for a second if that feels good. Nice stretch on the back of the calves. And then we'll walk feet in towards hands, shifting weight into feet. Roll all the way up, one bone at a time, head being the last thing to rise. Perfect. All right, grab a drink of water if you want. We're going to go into some weights next. So if you want to grab your weights.